Hello. Okay, I think a lot of the kids left. Okay. So we just went through war. Ilcor, what's up, Rat King?
0re123 cheered Dex 200. Hello my Rat Queen, this is your Rat King speaking. How art thou? I have missed a lot of streams, I am sorry.
Oh, hey Solo, what's up, bestie?
420 raided with 27.
Shout out, Piss Queen. Thank you. What's up, everybody? We're about to do a scary story. I hope you've been well, Rat King. She's pissed. Who? Me? Fuck a donation. We can share a bank account. What are you doing with the rest of that pot pie? Don't worry about it. Okay, I wanted a little bit more light. Okay. So, this is a story from my babysitting days. Around the time whenever I was about 15 or so, about 5 years ago. I was really desperate to save up for a car, and despite not having like my driver's permit, I would like babysit for friends and family. And pretty soon, like word of mouth was getting me a lot of calls from people like that I had never met before. So people want to hire like a babysitter that they know and won't just like sip liquor bottles from like the cupboard and, you know, invite their boyfriends or girlfriend over. And I was a really good, like well-behaved teenager. So I was good with kids, and I was like way too scared to like go snoop around anyone's house whenever I was a kid, or go like rifling through anyone's cupboards or drawers or anything to like find alcohol. I had probably only been drunk once before in my life before this, and I hated it. So it like really put me off to alcohol for a long time. So I was really kind of like the ideal babysitter. So anyway, one Friday I get this call from a couple who had heard about me from somebody they met someplace I don't really remember, but they asked me if I was available for a Sunday night. Now, it was the school holidays. I was pretty much available like every week. And my most popular nights were Fridays and Saturdays. And even though I had been planning for a sleepover with my friend that Sunday, I canceled it to sit for this couple. My rate was like $50 a night, but most parents would like come back drunk, and they would like, you know, maybe like, you know, give you like an extra like $20, $10. And, you know, for the most part, they would like drive me home, but sometimes my mom or dad would pick me up if they were too drunk or the house was like too far away from mine. This couple that was asking about Sunday said that they would be out very late and they would pay upwards of $100 for me to babysit. So I was super excited. They offered to pick me up from the house to get to their place, which was about 40 minutes away. And they said that they would drive me back home afterwards. But my mom insisted that she drive me to the house that I was, you know, babysitting at. So she wanted to like make sure that like the couple was like we're good people, and we didn't really know the couple well. So Sunday, it was no different than like any other time I had babysat before. She would drop me off at their place, and I would get everything kind of set up. I never really like brought homework or anything like that with me whenever I'd like babysit, because I like didn't really care about school and I was just there for money. So I would just like kind of sit there and kind of like hang out and like text on my phone. So we would leave, and my mom drops me off at the house. She waits for me to knock at the door, you know, of this little house, and it just had these like beautiful roses in front of their house, and they had like this beautiful garden that kind of drives like off like the, I guess like what would it be, like this driveway. It was really, really pretty. But so anyway, this old lady is like standing there because I like go knock at the house, and she's like, "Can I help you?" And I told her who I was looking for, and she just looked really baffled. Then like a man runs up to us. He was like maybe like 35, 40 or so, and he was, you know, really good looking. He kind of had this Alec Baldwin kind of look, but maybe like thinner and, you know, like better features. Sorry. Alec bought a Baldwin years ago. Before he was like, no, before he got fat and ugly. Here. Like, this is how I would describe what he looked like. I'm just like, I'm not like, oh, Alec Baldwin's hot, but he's not ugly. Like, for one, he does look great here. I'll say it. I mean, you guys can say what you want. But yeah, I would say like he kind of had like that sort of like look to him. And I guess that was like one of the reasons I guess I just like kind of felt comfortable. And my mom had like already kind of drove off once like I knocked up, like, or not knocked up, I knocked the door. And she saw someone like answer the door. She just like drove off. So I was like kind of like there alone. And like I said, this guy like comes like running up and he's like, sorry, my wife gave you the wrong address. Like, you know, thank God I didn't miss you. And he's like, you know, here's my car over there. And the lady is just kind of like, what the fuck's going on? And he's like, you know, so we used to live here and, you know, we just moved and my wife always forgets to say the new address. So I know this like sounds really suspicious. And I guess it was really naive. I would have like, I should have like called my mom and she probably would have picked me up right then. But he was like, I guess like sort of like charming or something. And I was naive and I like got in this guy's car and we drove for about like 15 minutes or so. And he's just kind of like asking me like general questions, like school stuff. Then we get to the house, which was like one of the nicest houses, like by far in the area. It had like this like kind of like postmodern like kind of style. Like once again, like a really beautiful, amazing garden like the house before. So I like definitely was, I felt like, oh, okay, this is probably their house. It looks like they upgraded. So anyway, whenever we like are pulling up to the house, his like wife comes out who's like really skinny and like pretty. Like she comes outside like waving. And she apologizes and she says the same thing that he did. And she's like, yeah, sorry, I accidentally sent you the wrong address. Our daughter is asleep upstairs. She said, but like, please do not wake her. Just stay down here unless she starts crying. She's a super light sleeper. So, you know, like if you wake her up, we'll be like super upset because we're going to have to be up with her all night and, you know, we don't want to deal with that. And I was like really nervous and these people like seemed like super rich. So I just like didn't really like question it. You know, and they were like really, really dressed up too. So it really seemed like they were like going out for like a nice night. And after like showing me like the living room, there was like some chips and stuff setting out and like some candy. And once again, they left and were like, you know, just like, don't go upstairs. Like, don't wake up our daughter. Just be quiet. I found it like, I guess I did find it like really weird that they didn't introduce me to like their kid. Most of the time, whenever I would like get to somebody's house to babysit, the kid would, you know, still be awake. I don't know. So we'd like normally like play a little bit and like watch like a movie until their bedtime and like order like whatever, a pizza, like normal babysitting stuff. And so this was like really just different. I just like sat there and this like really big, sparsely, oh hey Petey plastic. I'm telling scary stories. We're scaring the children out. But like I'm telling about like the story about why I quit babysitting. So like I found it, like I said, like really weird that they didn't introduce me to the kids. But like I said, they're like these kind of like rich people. So I guess I just like didn't question it. And I just kind of like sat there, and then I was like super bored and just like cold. And then I started kind of like walking around the house for like looking for something to eat. And I like went to the kitchen. And they just like didn't have anything like out that I wanted. Like the chips that they had out were like salt and vinegar chips, and that's just like disgusting. And I was like not gonna eat the candy that they put out. It was like this hard candy, and I was like, that's gross. Like good thing I guess I didn't. And I kind of like saw the candy as like a last resort anyway, because I was like, that's not like a type of candy I'd like ever eat. So I went around searching for food. You know, so, and I just like really didn't find anything. And I like get to the kitchen and I like look in the fridge and it's like completely empty, and there's just like this like half gallon of like milk, and there was just like nothing. I started like looking through the cupboards, and there was like no food, like no baby food, nothing. And it was like fucking freezing. And I started like really considering like calling out like for like a pizza or something, but I started like looking around the house to see if I could find the heater because I was so cold. But the house was like really, really dark, and like all of the doors, like I started like walking through the house, like all of the doors were locked, which I guess like isn't super uncommon whenever you have somebody like come and like watch your house. But like most people, like I don't think they would like lock every single door in the house, like maybe like their bedroom door or like a messy like storage room. And after like looking through like all downstairs, I decided the heater was like probably upstairs. So like at that point, I had not heard like a thing from upstairs. And I started to get like really anxious because I was like, what if like something was like wrong with their like kid? You know, I always checked on like kids whenever I would babysit, especially if they were asleep. But I didn't hear like a peep, like anything from the baby. So I decided to like finally go upstairs, which like took me all sorts of courage. The first like weird thing was there was like a child's gate at like the top of the stairs, like, or whatever, like kind of like blocking the stairs. So I had to like climb over it, which was like weird because it was like a baby. Like I might mention like it was a baby. I don't know if I said that, but I was wondering why they needed that if they had a baby. So I like walked up there and it was like pitch black. I tried a door, it was locked. I tried another door and it was locked. All the fucking doors were like locked. And then I really started to like freak out and panic because I was like, why are they like locking a baby in a room? So I started to get like really scared, and I realized something was like wrong about the whole thing. So I was like, I have to call my mom. And then I realized like I didn't even know like the address I was actually at because we had left from the old address. So I didn't even know where I was. So I started like just really, really like panicking and freaking out. And I just kind of like froze in this like dark hallway because I was so scared. And I walked down those stairs and I climbed over the gate as quietly as I could. And my heart was like pounding out of my chest at this point. So I started walking to the front door and I tried it, but it was like deadlocked and I couldn't get it open. And then I walked through the house to the back door and it was locked. And I was like trapped in the house. And I don't know if it was just like in my mind I was trapped in the house, but I was just like terrified. I couldn't get out of this house. I guess like I could have called the police, but I didn't know the address. And I was just like scared to even like make a noise because then I started freaking out. Like, what if they're listening to me? And I was like, maybe I'm not alone in this house. So I was like shaking and I went to the living room and I started like packing up my stuff and like I sat on like the edge of the couch just like trying to decide what I was going to do. And I decided to start trying windows in the house. And I tried like every single window that was like downstairs and they were like all like locked. I couldn't get them open. They were like it was like it was like glued shut. This is a true story. So I just like started freaking out, and then at this point I know I heard something outside, and I told myself like I was like being paranoid, and then I was like starting to like kind of like talk myself down, and I was like, it's gonna look so bad if I just like run off a baby or like run off with like this baby here. But I like didn't feel safe and I really felt like I was like gonna die. So I was like standing in the living room, like wondering, you know, like what the fuck am I gonna do? And I start hearing this like kind of like clicking sound. And it was like the sound of the door unlocking, and it was the back door, and I just like froze, and I just like felt like the bottom of my stomach was like gonna drop out, and I started to hear footsteps like walking through the house, and I crept shakily through the dark kitchen and then through the laundry room, and I crawled into like this big cupboard. I guess like I don't know what they used, like what they stored in there, but it was empty. But it was next to the washing machine, and I just like hid in there, and I was just like trying to like stay calm and not piss my pants. And I like heard the walking more through the house, and then I hear like these muffled voices, and the footsteps kind of like reach the laundry room, and I hear this like man's voice, and he's like, she must be upstairs. And then I heard them walk away. I was like sure his wife would be like waiting outside the cupboard with like a knife in her hand, but I like opened it anyway and she wasn't there. And I heard them walking upstairs, and I crept quickly through the house. And I opened the back door and ran, hearing it like slam behind me. Like I knew that they would be after me, so I just started like running and like going as fast as I can, because I like didn't even like look back. I just ran through their front garden, down their driveway, and climbed over this gate. So like quickly it like scratched up my legs like all over, but like I just like didn't quit running. Like the adrenaline was like in full, like it was just in full mode. You know, and thank God, because, you know, even then I was just unfit. You know, I was unfit. So when I got to like the nearest like main road, I like called my mom, and I was freaking out. Like every time I would like hear a car drive past, I would like duck and hide because I was like sure it was like these people looking around for me. When my mom finally got there, I told her what happened, And she just went like so white, and we went to the police, but I hadn't ever stopped to look back at what the street name was. I was running away. So I had like really nothing to give them but the description of both people, which were probably like really fake names. They didn't ever track down the couple. They did drive me through that suburb for a few hours, trying to get me to remember the house, but I couldn't. I was just like way too scared. It was too dark. I wish I would have been more observant, but what was like the scariest part is that they still had like my number, but I never got a call from them again. And I changed my number. And I never babysat again. They rated me 1 star on Yelp. Ugh. Did you get the $100? No. I didn't think they were ever gonna give me the $100. What were they going to do with me? The plagiarism. I'm just like, wait, hold on. I literally said at the beginning of this, I was like, I'm gonna read this like it's my own, like it's a casting for a movie. And I feel like I really just still had so many of you. I feel like I just still had so many of you believing me. I literally said that. I literally said, yeah, keep in mind. Bitch, what the fuck? I believed it. I mean, honestly, I deserve like a Grammy. I was grieving. I don't know if this is a real story or not. But anonymous author. Oh wait, no. Found it. Yeah, no, it's fake. Anyway, thought this one was really good. I was like, wow. I found like a in my heart that still happened. Someone called you out in the beginning about using a fake story. Good. I'm glad that someone knew, but they don't have to ruin it for everyone else. I let it, but like they could listen better. You could all listen better. Good acting though. I think scariest stories. So, and honestly, ooh, Shaman Night
93 just subscribed.
Thank you. My mic isn't unplugged. I moved my microphone over. I don't know why. Thank you. Thank you for that. We love to see it. Please clap. Anyway, if you guys like the scary stories, I knew it was fake when you said I was a good teenager. If you guys like the scary stories, I can continue to do the scary stories. because I think they're pretty good. How long was this one? 30 minutes? Like, that was pretty good. 30 minutes for a scary story. Just spreading positivity, although I disagree with the past conflicts. Your hair looks good today. Thank you for the positivity. The salt and vinegar was the frightening part. Of course I did like bend the writing a little bit and changed it a little bit more to my personality. The salt. I feel like what really got everybody was me talking about how I was bored and I was looking for something to eat. And I was just like, so I started looking through the house. I feel like that's what got people to believe me it was real. And no one questioned it. This nosy bitch would do that. Holly is hungry and stealing. Okay, the story is true. Wow, you guys think the worst of me. You're gonna get canceled again on my cancellation era. Let's hear the story about how Sean's big from Chicago. He never returned. Let's, guys. Let's hold it here. Okay. Honestly, like I've just been scared that whoever I host is going to be harassed. So Rated Pinky. Can Solo go live again? I'm ready just to hang out. Robbie P. Oh wow, wait. It's Pinky is live. Wow. Pray Destiny if you're afraid of a toxic chat. I don't think that the kids are gonna be nasty to some random girl on the internet. Oh my god, are we getting more stories? Not tonight, but I will do more in the future. So, oh, Robbie P is watching Lost Tapes. Spooky. Okay, I'm gonna raid Robbie P. You could still do Hockey Queef, but we're raiding Robbie P. I'll get It's Pinky next time. I just don't want any of like this hate going to anyone that isn't going to at least be expecting a little. Robbie can handle it. Yeah, I'm like, Robbie will just tell them to go. Good night, everyone.